All right, we're live. We're doing it live
Again?
again.
Again?
Who are we missing?
Another week in a row we're live?
Or another again. This is crazy. Although next week we not be live. I don't know. I'm trying to tinker, and it's the 4th of July week, and then the following week I'm in Atlantic
Yeah,
City for a family vacation. We'll see. But hey, we can do whatever we want. It's our show, right?
that's right. That's right. But we do these shows not just for us. We do them
Yeah.
for people who are bored on a Wednesday night, you know, or want to try and scare their young children and by threatening them.
Yeah,
You
we're not
know,
getting paid by anybody, so we're just doing this for free. Heck, why not?
we're having, but you know what? We do have fun at what we're doing, Art. So that's the important thing
We
with
do.
this.
We absolutely do. Learning something every week. We were supposed to have Min this week. There was a time mix up. He's like unavailable, so we apologize. We're going to reschedule with Min.
Yeah, yeah, we're on the East Coast. He's out in the middle of the country in Texas. So we had a mix up. So if anybody's looking for Min, unfortunately, he's not going to be on tonight. We're going to reschedule with him.
But he is alive.
Um, he is alive. Yes, he is a real person. If anybody's not seen him, lately, he's playing Mr. Dad now. So
Yeah,
which is a cool thing.
we all know it's not easy, but it's fun and it's so worth it. Um,
I
this is.
think I think he had to go to Costco to buy more diapers. Is what I think. I thought that's what he said in his message.
I thought maybe he'd 3D print these diapers by now,
You know what? I wouldn't put it past him that he'd figure out how to do it.
right? Because we're going to talk into this next week. So he actually has a venture. It's called 3D or photo with 3D printing. So we'll go through this. The next time that we get Min on, there's some really cool stuff that he's doing to help boothers out, which is it's awesome.
Yep.
So we'll cover that
Yeah,
another
his
time.
his product's really good. And what's the name of his website, Art?
It is photobooth3d.com.
Okay. So we want to make sure that, even though he's not on, we want to still, throw him the plug out there that,
Yeah,
if you're looking for like an insert for your tablet, for your DSLR, um,
he's got these
you
really
know,
cool
little
camera.
rings that go around your camera lenses.
Yeah, the
And
zoomers,
yeah,
genius.
and he was selling them like crazy in Vegas
Yeah,
last year. And I got to say, they work really, really well. Um, Especially with the Danny Max booths, which
hmm
we both have.
yeah.
It's a phenomenal product. He I've known him for many, many years, and he comes up with some great stuff. He was the originator of Yo Props, so
Oh yeah, that's
not a
right.
lot of people. I was one of his first prop sign people back in the day when he first came out. He was one of the first like sign prop
Yeah, yeah, he
makers way
was.
back
I,
when.
I got tons of them. I mean, that was like I was just blowing through cash, man, buying all those for the photo booths.
Yep,
And I still today
yep,
go to Yo Props and buy if I'm very particular about what I use. Yeah, they got
yeah.
fantastic stuff on there. But yeah,
Julie has done a great job. Julie has done a great job taking that over and keeping it going
it's
for the
nice to see
industry. And
it's consistent.
yeah, it's just and she does a great job in supporting, just like Min did, supporting the industry. She does the same thing, and that's really a cool thing about a lot of the vendors in our industry is they're boothers also, and they give back to the industry, whether it be the vendor Monday discounts or um, having sponsoring shows or this or that. Oh, there's Ed. Hey Ed, how you doing, man?
Ed. All right. So Ed, speaking of people who are boothers and also innovate, right? Ed is someone we had on previously with Backprop. He's got Backprop Pro, right? And just launched that. Did a great video on that. And I think Ed, we got to have you on in the next few weeks. We got to have you back on to take a look at that. What's really cool is I think that because they're boothers, they're solving problems for other boothers. I think that's something that other
Yep.
boothers should learn from. Is don't always just accept what you have. Always be looking for solving problems because that's what we do. We solve problems as photo
Hmm.
boothers. They want entertainment, um, and they have a problem finding entertainment. Well, we're hopefully solving that problem for them by providing really good entertainment with our photo booths.
Right. Well, and that's it's definitely about the experience. So that's the thing that people need to realize is, you know, you could be a commodity or you can create an experience.
Yeah.
And you know, doing that and selling that way is will get you a lot more
Hmm.
than people just thinking that this is a product.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you on that. And last week, you and I had a chance to work together. Let's see if I can pull this up.
Which was awesome.
It was awesome. It was so great.
I had a I had a great time working with you.
Same
And we
here.
that was for I forget what that was. What was
That was
that?
the Alzheimer's Organization annual gala.
That's right. What was that for again?
Alzheimer's Organization.
Oh,
It's the
okay. I
it's
just wanted to double check.
Yep. Uh, what did you say?
Who?
What? Wait a minute. What are we
Third
doing?
base.
I got Alzheimer's. No, it's a great cause, and a lot of
It was.
people that we know personally have been affected by this. So it was good to be a part of such a great event, and we got to bring an experience with I used the Max Design DJ console, so I DJ'd. We've got the Max Design Curve Duo, and then we had the Sketchbots, and having all these different things kind of surrounding, as you can see in the background. That's we've got my DJ console there. I think we have some more pictures. I'll have to find them. Well, the Sketchbots, which are really cool. But the Sketchbots itself is a really awesome experience, and that's the key. Like a lot of, I posted this video, and I'm going to pull this up real quick just to kind of show you. The night before we did the gala for Alzheimer's, um, I did the Bucks County Happening Magazine gala
Right.
and debuted the Sketchbots. And let me just play this real quick so everybody can kind of see.
Yeah, I got to say that that really was a cool experience,
It,
and it was very simple. I
yeah.
thought there was a lot more to it, and watching it in action and how quick it was awesome.
Yeah, and they're not perfect, and they're really not supposed to be perfect. I think there's a misconception with the Sketchbots. They think they're supposed to be this like amazing Picasso drawing that comes out of it. Um, it's I don't know
I,
how.
I, I will say that there were some that looked absolutely nowhere even close to the
Yeah,
person, and then there were some that like it was really
dead
good,
on. Yeah.
and it was weird because it was kind of random.
Hmm.
Um, I guess how the software interprets
Different facial
the
features.
features of the faces. Yeah,
And no, and
yeah,
some of it's the angle of the camera because I know when we tried like one person on a straight view versus a down view versus an up view, we got
yep.
different results each time. So it's about just trying again. You don't have necessarily, and it's so quick because it's like 30 seconds that the thing like prints out.
Oh, literally, literally.
Yeah, I mean, but
And
at
then
the
there were some people that would stand off to the side, like some of the ladies, how they pose like on the side,
hmm.
and it got their features and everything there.
Yeah, I would say maybe like 20% of them were kind of like ones that I would have redone. But
Right.
80% of the time, it was really really great. It is a wow factor. It is an experience. So Again, it's not a Picasso drawing. It's a cartoon, like
No.
simple sketch.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about how to price something like that out. And so what I did was I went online, and I know this is an apples and oranges comparison, but
Hmm.
sketch artists. When people hire a sketch artist to come to an event and start sketching people live, those pictures aren't exactly exact either. Number one. Number
No.
two, they're at best, a good sketch artist is only going to get 12 sketches in an hour,
Right.
and they're charging $250, $300 per hour. Um, Now, put that into perspective: 250 to 300 per hour for a real sketch artist to come in and only get 12 done in an hour. This Sketchbot was printing out like 60 in an hour. I did the night before we worked together. There was 190 sketches in 3 hours. It was insane.
Mhm.
It was like three plus hours. But yeah, that was like,
Right.
so it pumps it out. So the other thing that I like about it is, it is a high entry point to get in. It's not cheap. Like I, and some people are like, wow, it's so expensive. 4,000, 5,000, or whatever to get set up. But remember, not too long ago, people were paying $12,000 for one mirror booth. One, and that's big, huge honking thing. So again, it's a different experience. Almost everybody that was there. I mean, I didn't get to see all of the sessions that you were working because you worked the Sketchbot
Right.
at the gala. Was pretty much everybody, at least when I was doing it, everybody was using their cell. They were recording it. They were wowed by the
Yeah.
fact.
That was the cool factor is, people were recording it as it's being drawn. As their pictures being drawn, they had their cameras out and they were recording it, and there were so many questions about, wow, what is this? What's it do?
Uh-huh.
And the interface and all that, and people were loving it. And believe it or not, we actually even had local celebrities, TV personalities
Yeah.
go through too, which was kind of cool. I gotta say.
So I wasn't there. So when they went through, what was their reaction to it?
Well, the the one person, hers came out pretty good. Her
Thank God.
husband or spouse or whoever didn't come out quite as
Oh,
well.
damn it! Wanted to bat 1,000 on that one.
But it was, explaining it to people. Listen, this isn't an exact sketch. This is kind of a rendering.
Mm-hmm.
You know, picture. It's kind of funny, and some of the people were joking about it, that it's like a 4-year old trying to draw a picture of him.
I'd say a little bit more than a 4-year-old. I mean, my 4-year-old.
Well,
Yeah, it's. I would say it's more like a 9 to 10-year-old, or someone like me. Dude, I can't even draw that good. Mine.
listen, mine would be a stick figure, a round circle
Yep.
with squiggly arms and
Yeah.
two big round eyes. That'd be
Yep.
it.
Someone from the Philadelphia Phillies took a card, I think. So we're hoping to
Yeah.
get
Yep.
a call from them.
Well, and a lot of people, and the thing that I liked is how you had it marketed with the QR code at the bottom
Hmm.
and your branding right there.
Yeah. I
You
checked the
know,
scans. I
and
got probably like a good 30 scans off of that from that night.
right,
So
yep,
in itself, they're holding on to the picture. They're keeping the picture, which is
yep,
hard to get people. Like people take business cards, but they don't. Those get lost. But this is their
right,
picture. They're not throwing this away. And there's my
right,
QR code at the bottom.
right.
Yeah, it was really
And
freaking
and
cool.
listen, even if it was cheesy or something like that, and people whatever thought it was is goofy,
Hmm.
they're still going to hang it up on the refrigerator or at their office, just to kind of look at and chuckle. Hey, this
Yeah.
was kind of fun.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
know,
I agree with you. I mean, and a lot of regular photo with photos sometimes don't turn out that great either. They're like looking the wrong
right.
way, or they're bending down for a prop, and
Hmm.
not all the pictures come out, and they're laughing at that. So yeah,
Right.
it's pretty cool. So anyway, that was our
Well,
fun event.
that was a fun event.
So last week we talked about some hacks. Again, not us because we're not quite hacks, although sometimes I feel like I'm a hack. And tips. Um, There was one. What was the one thing that we did at the event? They were like, "Oh, that should be a hack, and that should be a tip." What was that? Do you remember?
I remember us talking about it.
The gaff tape was it the? Because I already talked about uplights behind the backdrop to make
Yeah.
the area look good. We
Right.
did use the print guard. That worked out phenomenally.
Right. Was it the back something with the backdrop?
Might have
I don't
been.
remember. I
Oh
remember
yeah,
us talking about it.
yes, yes. The key rings. So when you're zipping up a
Yes,
pillow,
that's it. Yep, yep.
yeah. So what you say? I'll let you go ahead.
So we were putting the backdrop on the Brian Ginsberg PB um, backdrop, and when we went to zipper it, it was really kind of difficult to take the little metal tab and pull it. And Art came up with something I guess he either saw or thought about, is putting like a little keychain through
Uh-huh.
the little loop there, so you have a little bit more to grab onto and a little bit more pressure to make it easier to slide across. When you're zipping up the backdrop at the
Yeah,
bottom.
because they are very. I mean, they're supposed to be tight, and when you've
Right.
got this taut like fabric, it's hard to pull that zipper. I know Brian said he uses zip ties, so that's another way to go about it. You can use a
Right.
zip tie, like a white one that or black, whatever
Mhm.
matches the color of that backdrop, so it looks good. And I just thought maybe keychain also is another sturdy way because it's metal versus a plastic. So
Right.
I don't know. That was a nice little tip that you guys can use for your pillowcase backdrops is either a zip tie or a keyring on the little
And
handle.
listen, if you do use any of our tips, post it in the Photo Booth Network or the Photo Booth community and tag us so we can say, hey, Art and Dave, I'm using one of your
Help somebody.
ideas, your hacks, and just let us know that what we're talking about. At least somebody listened or saw it or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
So
we got one right here. Rolling Sunset says, "I appreciate you guys. Y'all help me do due diligence before I enter the industry." So there's one right there. So thank you, Rolling Sunset. We really appreciate you watching. And Ed's on
and
every
that
week. He's always so.
yeah,
Thank you, Ed. Um,
we appreciate we
yeah,
appreciate everybody who watches. These two guys, talking about stuff in the industry and things that we've learned and things that we do, and you know it's really humbling to have people enjoy the stuff that we talk about.
yep.
uh,
Oh, what else? What else? What else? There's some shows going on right now. So it's like you had PBX, and then there's a couple smaller shows in between. There's like Midwest DJs, and then there's Marquee, which is going on right now. That's in
yep.
Chicago, right?
Chicago. Yep. Keith
And
Coors or whatever
yeah,
runs that one, and it is a DJ and photo booth expo.
mhm.
Not quite as big as Vegas, but I know we have a lot of booth manufacturers out there and software companies out there.
And
So
props as
if
well.
and props, yeah. So we wish everybody the best out there. I hope people walk away with some great information and learning, because that's what it's all about.
Mhm.
And then let's see, in another couple months we have the DJ Expo here on the East Coast
Mhm.
in Atlantic City.
That's going to be interesting
Um,
because it had been kind of going on the downhill, and some people still think it's going down. I felt like it's actually coming back a little bit. That was just my perspective last year.
mhm.
Like I feel like the new company that came in for the DJ Expo, um, they grabbed this whole new thing and they're trying to turn it around. And
Yep.
I felt a slightly different vibe, especially if it's at the Hard Rock, which is much better, I think, than where was it at the other year? Not Harris, but was it Harris?
Uh, it was at Harris, and it was also at the convention center
Okay.
1 or 2 years.
Yeah, and it was at the Taj Mahal, but we all know the Taj Mahal was just junk. Um,
Well, it was, but the Taj Mahal is now the Hard Rock, but it's much it's
they put
much better.
it is much better. New carpet, and it's cool to see all
New
the
everything.
yeah. It's like a museum walking around in there. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen this year because last year there was only one company, I think, or one or two that had anything photo booth related at the DJ
Mhm.
Expo. So
Yeah,
I'm curious.
I think it was just Danny Max, and I want to say Zentech. I think was the only 360 booth that I
Mhm.
remember there
Were
last
they
year.
there? Were they there last year?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, they were there last year.
interesting. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was great. So we'll see. Because I didn't really fathom. I mean, I've never been to Marquee. I've been asked to go to Marquee a few times. It's
Mhm.
just bad time of the year for me because I'm so busy. June is the craziest month. I'm exhausted, but I didn't think there was a lot of photo booth people that went to Marquee. I'm wrong because I've never been. So how could I say?
Right.
But I wasn't sure if that the DJX would pick up because I know years ago there were like 4 or 5 or 6 of them were there. Um,
Hmm.
Colorado Light and Sound had one. Your CD Photo Booth was there. Danny Max was there, and the Ring Roamer was there with Danny Brewer. I mean,
At Atlanta Photo Booth,
yeah.
Steve was there for many years. He was one of the first photo booth companies that
Hmm.
was there. I remember Limelight photo booths was used to show there for many years. Some of the really big ones. Um, back in the day were there, and a lot of them closed up shop or sold off everything and or just decided to get out of the photo booth business
Hmm.
because of you know there were so many companies.
Yeah,
Now it's kind of leveling off again and
yeah. It's hard,
changing again.
yeah, because technology has changed. Like styles of booths, you have to innovate. Same way that we have to do with our own business, right? We can't just keep doing the same thing. Playing on the same old block huge speakers or using the big huge booths, although those are coming back. But fads or styles of photo booths change, technology changes, and it's hard for these big companies to pivot their whole company to what is new. I think that's
Hmm.
probably one of the things that might have hurt some of them, or they refuse to pivot.
Well, I mean, people. I think some of these companies, I will say, were hurt by the Chinese companies coming in and just knocking off their designs at
Yeah.
first, and then just not being able to support because of so many booth companies that were coming out. It was driving pricing down,
Hmm.
and China coming in with low prices, people were spending less. You know, when booths were coming out years ago, I mean, they were between 5 to 10 grand plus for a
Hmm.
booth. Now you can get a booth for you know a
Grand,
thousand
grand.
to 2,500 and get a nice booth with all kinds of stuff.
What do you think about that?
So
The fact that there's so many of them out there, um, and they're so cheap. It's like the DJ industry. I'm starting to feel like anybody can go on Etsy, and this is scary and horrible, and buy a hard drive for $300 that has all the music on it that you'll ever need to DJ, minus the new stuff that comes out. And the
mhm.
same thing with the photo booth industry. There's like for $1,000, you can buy a photo booth and say you're a photo booth company. Um,
Right.
what is that doing to the industry?
um it's bringing more people in. um it's people that are seeing these really expensive booths,
Hmm.
and then when they're looking and they're saying, oh well, that's so expensive, but I can find this one so much cheaper. you know they're uh they're getting into it thinking, oh, I can make all this money. And there's manufacturers out there that tell people, oh, you can make all this money, in photo booths, and
Hmm.
it's like you're printing money every time a strip comes out. and they don't tell people that it's you have to work at this industry. You have to kind of develop your own. I will say, when I got started and I started the group many, many years ago, there was no help.
Yeah.
You know, you had to figure it out for yourself. And, I was one of the first people that took what I had and just put it out there for people to kind of help. And I think it's kind of morphed, and I, it's difficult to say, because the money that I was making way back when, I'm not even close to
Hmm.
making some of it for events, just because I try and stay competitive. But I will say that I'm probably one of the higher priced companies in the area, and I tell my clientele that from the get go. uh,
Yeah.
and I love when I get those emails that say, well, I have this company that can do it for X, and you're twice as much as them.
There's a
I
reason.
understand, but there's a reason for that. And listen, they may do enough that you're happy with it, but I have a quality and a standard that I put together for my customers, and that's what I base my pricing off of, the experience.
Hmm.
um
Experience.
it's not about the equipment, because if you set the equipment up, you can spend
Well,
half of what I spend on my equipment.
good equipment can help.
and,
But you got to use it
and
the right way.
exactly. Do my attendants have issues sometimes, and you know lighting's off or dark or something because they don't pay attention to it? Absolutely.
Hmm.
um have I refunded money to customers? Absolutely.
Yep.
Because my reputation is that's the thing that I count on for my
Hmm.
business.
Yeah. Yeah. Experience, and Ed said it as well. You're selling an experience, and you have to take a step back. So when you get to an event, take a step back and look at your presentation. How clean is your setup is so important. The ease of use for your attendants, like the weight of the machinery. Like, you get this big heavy thing, and one of your employees is not happy because they have to lift this huge piece of equipment, or set up and climb a ton of stairs, and there's no elevator. Now they're kind of just pissed off at the event. That is going to domino effect until how they're interacting with your customers. So you really have to
Right.
look at those situations, and give your employees the best opportunity to be their best at an event too. So it's all about experience. It's just a trickle effect all the way through.
Right. Well, and being consistent with what you're offering the customer too.
Hmm.
Having staff that is fun, that are knowledgeable, um, and that realize that they're there to have a good time, as well as work.
Hmm.
That makes a big difference. The attitude of your staff, and that's a lot of, paying someone $10 an hour as opposed to paying somebody $25 an hour or thirty
Yeah.
dollars or $40 an hour. You know,
Yep.
money doesn't always make that person happier.
But
It's
it
it's how you
helps.
treat you. It does help,
It helps.
but it also, you know treating your employees with respect,
Yes.
and not making them feel like, well, I'm the boss, this is how we do it. you
Hmm.
know Letting them come with ideas, with you know giving them incentives, that if they're at an event, um, and somebody specifically asks for them, they get a referral bonus,
Yes.
that kind of stuff. Get them out there, because they're your biggest salespeople right there at the event.
Hmm.
Them having a good attitude, and
Incentivize them if you get a review and they're
right.
mentioning that review, right?
Yep.
Which is
Yep.
huge. I want to talk about that. Reviews are so huge, and if your employees can get those, that's pay them. because
Yeah.
that's gonna incentivize them to just do better and help get more reviews. And reviews are
Yep.
so valuable for a business,
Right.
especially those
Well,
positive
and
ones.
it's and them creating that relationship with the guests
Mm-hmm.
and the customer while they're there
Right.
is essential. Because that could be a repeat business. That could be more gigs. Um, I know that I've had many of my attendants get requested again and again. Now I've also had some where the customer called me afterwards and said, "Yeah, I really wasn't thrilled with such and such."
Yeah.
They and you talk to them and maybe they just had a bad night.
Could have been.
Something happened. You know, it happens. But somebody like that, when you get multiples, you got to cut them loose. It's your brand is you. It's the
Mhm.
extension of you and what you want to put out there. So
Yeah.
I mean that's really key.
I want to show you something. So wait, is today your birthday?
Yep.
Happy birthday to you. I didn't know
I
that.
was
How did I
hoping
not
we
know
could make
that?
I was hoping we could make it through without anybody
Hold
knowing.
on, I got to find a birthday hat or something. Or you got to happy
No,
birthday,
no.
man. It didn't pop up, and you
Thank
never
you.
told me what your birthday is. Shit. All
Well,
right.
there's some things you just kind of leave in the background.
How
It's
old
all
are
good.
we?
Old enough to just not caring about it
All
anymore.
right, perfect. Good
It's
answer.
just, it's
I
just another day.
I turned 50.
Put it
So,
there's a five and some other numbers behind the five, so we'll just
ah,
leave it at that.
are you doing anything
So
special today, or is it just another day?
it's just another day. It's just
Yeah.
another day. I will say that I had a very nice dinner before our episode tonight. Um, and my kids all said happy birthday, so it was
I'm a
very cool.
I'm a jerk. I'm such a jerk. How did I not know? God, that's how busy we are, dude. I'm
It's
so
it,
sorry.
it, it's all good. It's all good. And I had I was having a really good day, and then I saw a picture. We might as well get into this. I saw a picture that somebody posted of. I also have a DJ business, so if anybody doesn't
Oh
know,
God, yeah.
and somebody posted a picture of my DJ setup, and in this group that's for the people like to make fun of DJ setups because they didn't understand. Hey, happy birthday on Friday, Ed.
Yeah, happy birthday on Friday,
And
Ed.
see, I knew that's why Ed and I got along. We're both cancers, uh, but I'm a cancer on society. That's a whole different conversation. Uh, but a bunch. So there you go. There we go. You gotta be on
I'm
top
on
of
it.
that, Art. Come on.
I'm on it.
So
Tell us the story,
had
Dave.
had
Go ahead.
I had somebody that posted a picture completely out of context. Didn't even have everything. But this person I'm not friends with on Facebook any longer. They had me blocked, and it was just a really crappy thing to post because it's not like he didn't know that it was me. And
Yeah.
we were supposedly we had a truce, and I wasn't going to say things about his comment about the way he does business, and let things let things lie. But I guess the gloves are off now, and if we're gonna play,
Nah.
we're gonna play. But
Nah.
you know what, I'm over that.
It's not even
I
worth
mean,
it.
a lot of people in our industry already know who he is in the area,
He
and
dresses up as a clown and mows lawns like in the matter of like 2 hours. Like it's he drives a van that is really suspicious. And I saw a picture of this thing. It's like, yeah, it's him.
uh,
Don't even
well,
worry about it.
there is a YouTube video that I saw that somebody took. Um, the person was very free with his postings on his emotions. And somebody took like all the little clips that he used to post
Oh no.
and made like I want to say it was like almost a minute or 2 minute video of all the little
Oh,
comments and things like that. But I mean, it was very unusual. So, but I mean, that's there's pluses and minuses, and you know what? I really don't care. I thought
your birthday.
I was just a little, I was just disappointed. You know what I mean? But thank you, Art. Yes,
Yeah.
it is my birthday. I do appreciate the happy birthdays.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I just like I can't believe that. I was gonna show some. Oh, your birthday. Let's see if I can find your Facebook here. Where are you? We're friends on Facebook. Let's see. Did anybody else? I
Are
have
we?
not. Yeah, I think we are. We
Hold
might.
on,
We
hold
might
on.
know each.
Let me quick block you.
Really, dude. Hey, nice sign. Where'd you get that?
What sign?
Oh, nobody's
Oh,
posted.
that one.
Nobody posted happy birthday
That
on the page.
no. Well, I have two profiles. I have this one, and I have one that's a backup.
You're a man of
And
mystery.
there a lot of well, my Facebook account got hacked years ago, so I created a backup to kind of still be able to get on and stuff.
There, I'm
And
posting so everybody else can see it. Now you're gonna get a flood of happy birthdays.
um, that it just popped up on my screen. Thanks.
See, I got you.
Um, the the uh, the sign came from Danny Max.
Okay.
He made that for me. Wow, years ago when I think that was when he was still just starting out. He made a couple signs for me, and I use it all the time. I have a bunch of different sayings that he made, and it's so nice and thick, and the it shows up really well in photos.
It
So,
does. With especially with the glare because the material, the black material,
yep,
absorbs light,
yep,
and so you can actually read what's on it. I really wish there were more signs. I need to get more signs from them because it's yeah the glare.
yeah,
I wanted to show you something.
yeah.
So we
Okay.
thought about hacks and tips and not to cut off this conversation. It's really good, but I know we're kind of running short on time here. We're getting put my glasses on because I'm getting old. Um, so review. We talked about reviews, right? And something that's been in the back of my mind that I wanted to mention on the show is how important reviews are and how people really need to start working on their Google Business Profile if they have not worked on their Google Business Profile. If you don't know what that is, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Look it up, find it out, and making sure you have a Google Business Profile. 80% of my traffic, okay, to my website comes from my Google Business Profile. 80% plus. It's probably the section that's the hottest section on Google when people are coming in. And I wanted to bring this up. This is so important because you know how we've been talking here and there about Chat GPT and AI. Well, Google has their own version called Bard that is integrated with the search engine. What you're seeing here on this screen, these are paid search results. I did photo booth rental Douglasville, PA. Reason why I did that is because that's where you're at, Dave, where I Smile Pod is.
Mm-hmm.
But this section here is actually that generative AI part that's going to be launched out to everybody as a standard. So I'm into this as a
Right.
beta because I do a lot of stuff with Google. So I'm, in that group that's allowed to use this. It is tapping into Google Maps. And so it's not only showing stuff here, it takes up so much of the page. It's going to start drawing more business or more traffic to businesses. So if it is so crucial to tend to your Google Business Profile now more than ever, because this is where it's going, right? So if someone types in photo booth rental near me, which is probably one of the most popular search terms because Google automatically starts telling you, hey, do you want
Right.
to type in Google rental near me? They're actually forcing that. People actually really type it in, right? Look
Right.
what happens. It starts generating. There's me,
Oh wow.
right? And the reason why I'm
Yep.
up there is because I've tended to my flock, right? I'm on a regular basis make sure, and so do you. That's why you showed up. So, but it
Right.
not only shows up here, but then there's the map section right under it. So now it's like you're showing up twice above the fold because they've now put generative AI results on top of the Google Maps results. So, for anybody who's watching or when you guys listen to this, if you do not have a Google Business Profile, get it and optimize it. I can't stress this anymore because if you're looking to get business and you bought a machine that you want to print money, it's not going to print money unless people know who you are. And if they don't know who you are, they can't hire you. Most of the people are going to
Right.
Google. So just do it. So I just wanted to share that. You're doing a good job.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you show up number
I'm
one.
trying.
There you are. There's one and there's two. You're in two
And
spots.
I was just looking. I didn't even realize I have 14 reviews that I have on my Google already.
You do. You need to just keep getting them. Um,
Yeah. Well,
so a
what I
couple.
do is so I have after every event,
Mhm.
I have my CRM. It sends out the next day. It sends out an automated email saying, "Hey, thank you again for having us. You know, could you do us a favor and leave us a review?"
Yeah.
And the other thing I do at events is if people, hey Danny,
Cheers,
um,
Danny.
if people want to tip tip me at an event or whatever, I just say, listen, keep it. If you can, go on Google, look us up, and leave a review. And it has really worked.
And it's hard. I mean, you've done a ton of events and you're at 14. I've done a ton of events. I'm at 55, but I am like same boat, man. It's hard to get positive reviews. People
Right.
typically just say, I'll get to it later. But if you do a bad event, they will run through walls to leave you a bad review. It's
That's
insane.
true. That is
So
true.
I like what you're doing with your CRM. That I don't have hooked up yet. I do it manually.
Right.
So I consult with a lot of different businesses, and I've been in, studying reviews for a very long time, and there are
Right.
some statistics behind it. The statistics are now saying that you have to follow up another time, at least two or three more times. But give it a few days after you ask the first one. That helps with the increased rate of success with getting reviews. But
Right.
texting, SMS texting a request for a review actually has a 70% higher success rate than email. So the method that we're coaching is send an email and a link to where you want them to leave a review, but
Mm-hmm.
also mention, hey, I'm going to text you this link as well to make it easy for you, and then immediately text them as well. So that's where the manual work
Right.
is. There are a couple systems out there that you can subscribe to that'll do both the email and the texting, but you want to follow up with both
Mm-hmm.
because the email can get lost as soon as all these other spam emails come in from, I don't know what, Amazon emails and Walmart emails and emails from school, emails from, hey, your car insurance is about to expire. It's getting buried and they're going to forget about that email that you sent. But a text message
Right.
does not get buried by all that stuff. So hit them up with both, and that's how I've been successful to get to the 55 that I'm at now. Um,
Right.
and Shane actually Satin, who we had on earlier uh,
Mm-hmm.
last year. Yeah, last year.
Mm-hmm.
He has like 600. So
Oh wow.
yeah, we
Yeah.
need to get him on and get his thoughts and his process because 600 is insane. So um, Ed asked a question: how many times do you feel is too much to contact him about reviews? My CRM does the same as Dave. Dave, what are your thoughts? How many is? Well, I can answer it. I think you do 2 to 3. You don't want to pester these people. Like after this,
Right.
I would say maybe it's two. Two is probably good. The third one, now you're stalking.
Yep.
That's just my opinion.
Right. Yes. Very much so.
Yeah. but add a text in there, right? And but let them
Right.
know that you're going to be texting them, and make sure you also put the number that the text is going to come from. Say, oh, by the way, it's going to come
Right.
from my number here. If you could leave a review, that'd be awesome. Um, I believe Ed Altunian was on, right? He was on earlier. We also had Clay Moore. One of these comments is his. So hi, Clay. I'm pretty sure you said happy birthday to Dave, or you better. Um,
He
so
did.
yeah. So we got some tips in there. Just a
Yeah,
tip.
I mean, we got some great stuff.
So, well, do you want to wrap it up, Mr. Birthday Boy? Let you go back to partying,
I'm going to bed. That's where I'm going.
dude.
I'm too old to. I'm too old to party.
At least go watch a movie or
I,
something.
I saved the party enough for the weekend.
That's true. Well, it was great working with you last week, man.
It was
Truly an honor.
fantastic. I appreciate it.
That was a lot of fun. And everybody who's watching or who watched later, thank you again for watching. Blow up Dave's Facebook page tonight with happy birthdays, and on the Photo Booth Network. I'm gonna go on there too. Make sure you're
Right.
dude. You're not getting away that easy.
Right. Okay.
Oh, so all right. Well, go have fun, and yeah, we'll finish it up.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
Hey, you too. All right, bye everybody. We'll
I'll
see you
see you.
next show.